Hello friends, thank you for joining me for our very first video of You Don't Know What You Don't Know. I'm looking all bummy today, but for the first episode for our launch, we are going to be doing some gardening. Now, I'm in South Central Pennsylvania. My gardening zone is 6B, and today happens to be October 28th. So you say, what's still in your garden at the end of October? Well, I'm going to tell you, Luffa. Do you know what Luffa is? I was at the seed store just perusing the aisles because I really need some more seeds. And I saw a plant, Luffa. Now, if you're like me, you thought Luffa, any kind of sponge really, comes from the ocean, right? Well, it doesn't. Luffa is actually a plant. It's in the squash family. We're going to go out to the garden and you're going to see exactly what a luffa is, but I have one in here for you. This is a luffa. It's pretty big. It looks kind of like a zucchini, right? Or a big cucumber. It's quite heavy as well. But this is what the luffa is going to turn into. The beautiful exfoliating sponges that you use in your shower. Yes, this is what a loofah is. So, again, I told you today is October 28th. It's the end of October. Tonight is also full moon. And there's wives' tales around here that say the best time to harvest is on full moon. So, today might be our lucky day. I'm going to take you out to the garden. I'm going to show you around. And we're going to step by step walk through this loofah harvest. Now, this is my first time as well, so we'll see how it goes. I'll explain more about the loofah when we get out there and what it's supposed to be doing, because it's not. A little bit more about that in just a moment. Hey, I'm walking out to the garden and I just wanted to show you something. We're having this very strange, I guess it's called Indian summer. It was starting to get cold, probably 38, 39 overnight and only 50 up during the day. This weekend, our low temperature last night was 58 degrees. Our high today is 80. So it's a beautiful day to get the last minute stuff done in the garden. And I want to show you this. Sorry, not very good at that, but that's my hibiscus plant. My hibiscus has a beautiful blossoms on it today, and it's really not supposed to. It's soon time to bring them in the house. I probably even waited a little bit too long to bring them in the house. They'll be coming in this weekend. But what crazy weather, right? The stuff is blooming and it almost looks like it should still be summer. All right, guys, here we are almost out at the garden. It's about 10 o'clock, so you can see the sunlight right over here. Not doing so great for the video, right? I'm going to flip you around and I am going to show you my garden. My space is about a 20 by 24, and as you can see, there's not anything left in here except my loofah and some weeds as well. Everything else has been pulled out for the year, and we're going to take a gander at some of these loofah plants. Now, as I said to you, I planted the loofah this year, probably right around Mother's Day, because that's when we're supposed to put things out here in Pennsylvania after danger of frost have passed. This is, believe it or not, only 2 loofah plants. As you can see, it kind of went crazy on me. Originally, they were just well groomed. That was a while ago. And I have some trellises here. This is a trellis, and I just had the plants draped over the trellis, and they were beautiful. But as you can see, I kind of let him get out of control after I took the rest of the plants out of the garden, because why not? So, as you can see, the loofah makes beautiful yellow flowers. The bees just simply love them. And here is one of the loofahs hanging down. You can see it's pretty big. It's green. And I'm going to show you some of these over here. This guy is actually starting to turn a little bit yellow, and that's exactly what they're supposed to do. I'm gonna show you these little guys too. Here's the loofah when they're just little babies, just starting to grow. And in this stage, you can pull the loofah and you can eat it. I understand stir fries, soups, that type of thing. I cut one open and I smelled it, and I wasn't really thrilled about the way it smelled, so I decided just not to even try eating them. So I'm here in the garden with the loofah, and as you can see, for 2 plants, there is certainly a lot going on. I don't even know how to guess how many of these are on the vine. Now remember, this is only 2 plants that I put in. And I'm gonna harvest these. Ideally, these green loofahs should turn yellow, and then they should turn brown. And between the stage of yellow and brown is when we're supposed to harvest them. We just don't have any more time. Maturity for these guys is 120 days and up to 200 days for them to actually turn brown, be calcified like that sponge on the inside, and be a lot easier to harvest. But like I said, it's going to frost. After this weekend, it's supposed to get cold. So we have to get these guys off the vine. So I'm gonna pick them, and then I'm going to show you how many we got. I have the wheelbarrow ready, and I will see you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I'm done with my harvest of my 2 plants. Here we are in the front of the house. I have the wheelbarrow full of the tiny loofah that I know are not viable for us for sponges. I have a schoolmate that has chickens, and on some of the YouTube videos I watched, the chickens just absolutely love these loofah. So I harvested them for my schoolmate who has chickens. I hope the chickens like the loofah. I mean, why wouldn't they, right? They eat each other, so loofah's probably pretty good for them. I'm gonna turn the phone around, and I am going to show you my loofah. I'm gonna take them in the house, and then I'm going to let you know the total. It looks like we have a good amount, so hang on with me for just a second. All right, so after I brought those loofahs in earlier, I put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Of course, I cut the 2 ends off. You can see in there, it kind of looks like a honeycombing pattern. Here's what the other side looks like. The smaller side, it's very hard to tell. And they, of course, didn't turn yellow or brown. They're still green, they're just a dark green now. So this is the simple part. I just take my finger in and peel it off, and I can't wait for you to see what the inside of this looks like. Look at that. It looks just like a loofah sponge, doesn't it? So this is what's in the middle of those sponges. Pretty decently easy to peel. The skins come right off. As you can see, the pulpy stuff inside is also coming off. Had we been able to let this just naturally turn on the vine, all this pulpiness would not be in there. So that's what we have to deal with while it's in this green stage. So as you can see, there's a lot of pulp to come out of here. And it has a little bit of ways to go until it looks just like a sponge. But I'm going to bring you over to this side of the sink, because over here I have some that I've been messing with, and I've just been rinsing and rinsing and rinsing them. At this point, that's all I can do, but you haven't seen the inside of these yet. So this one you're starting to see a little bit. See these seeds? I'm going to whack these on the side of the sink, and you will start to see seeds just flying out of here. Can you see all the seeds in there? Now, unfortunately, these seeds are no longer viable because we ran them through the oven. Had they been allowed to naturally turn on the vine, all of these seeds would have been viable seeds that we can plant for our harvest next year. But unfortunately, these are no good. So this is now a whacking game. As you can see, some of the pulp is also coming out with the seeds. So the only thing I'm going to do to these loofahs in the next while, I'm gonna say not a few minutes, but for the next bit of time, is I'm gonna put them in this sink. I'm gonna whack them, get the seeds out, and just keep on rinsing in warm water. After I feel like I have a lot of this clean, I'm just gonna pop these 3 in the sink with a little bit of regular old white vinegar, and I'm gonna get them cleaned up, and in just a little bit, I'm gonna show you the finished product. All right, guys, here is our finished product. Nice and dry. And after soaking them in the vinegar and water solution, they have a nice light whiter color to them. For the most part, you can see that we got the seeds out of them, but that's not always the case. So in the future, if you ever purchase a loofah and one of the seeds comes out on you, do not panic. That means that you have a beautiful all-natural loofah. Sometimes, as you can see, it's very fibrous in the inside of it as well. Sometimes those seeds really get stuck up in there and you can't get them out. So, like I said, don't panic. That just means you have a beautiful, natural loofah. And just throw the seed away when you find it. So that is everything I have to tell you about loofah. I hope that you enjoyed watching this and you had an eye-opening experience. This concludes our very first episode of You Don't Know What You Don't Know. And now you know. Thanks for that, Annie. Hi again, guys. I did forget to tell you about cleaning your loofah. So loofahs will last you forever and ever and ever. However, you know they're in your shower and they're hanging out on your sink, right? And they're getting a little moldy and dirty and they're getting kind of bacteria-y, right? So here is information on how to clean your loofah. I just threw this up on a Word document real quick and I wanted you to be able to see it. 2 options. The top one is with a vinegar and water solution. The bottom one is with a tea tree oil. Clean them up every now and then and keep on scrubbing away. I feel like this loofah is kind of like your favorite pillow. Even though it will last you forever, it shouldn't, okay? So I think maybe after a year, it's time to throw that loofah away and get another one. And the nice thing about it is it's completely biodegradable. So you can cut it up and throw it in the composter, or you can cut it up and throw it in a potted plant, especially a large one. It will take up some of the space that you don't want to just put dirt in that pot and make it super heavy. So please don't forget to wash your loofah before you wash your body or wash your dishes. And also know when it's time to get rid of it and get another one. And here's your directions. So I just wanted to do one final thought and say thank you to everybody for watching, of course. And I imagine at this point in time, episode number 1, that you're probably friends and family and probably friends of friends, and that's great. Please keep sharing it and liking and subscribing. I would appreciate that, especially if you like this first one, because I have so many things written down that I want to start talking about. So I hope to see you again. The second people I want to thank are any of you that contribute to this YouTube video population. I could never have done this without you. I had no idea how to harvest a loofah, and I watched videos on that. And I certainly had no idea on how to harvest a green loofah. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I was just out there every day saying, come on, little babies, let's turn yellow, let's turn yellow. I didn't know you could harvest them green. So without you guys, I could have never, ever figured this out. So I want to thank each and every person that posts these YouTube videos. You share your knowledge with the world for free. I know when my husband needs to find something out about how to change out a car part or whatever, he says, YouTube University, it's the best. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, not only the people who watch me and listen to me, but also thank you for the people that post helpful videos and insights for us.